The minute. Hello, welcome to another video from Overpaid Over the Bar FPL, and tonight I'm happy to introduce Craig. Hello, Craig.
Hi, how's it going?
I am not bad. Not done great this game week, but that goes for a lot of people, I'm sure. So we met first in must be 2011, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So tell us about that.
Um, I was doing the CELTA course in Ecuador. You were my tutor. I can't remember. Was it 8 weeks? Was it an
I
eight
was
week
there for
course?
9 weeks. The,
9
the
weeks.
course
Okay.
was 4 weeks. You were
Uh,
in the first course, but you probably stayed on for another 5 weeks there.
I
I,
don't
I
remember it
seem to
being a
remember you
short
still being
4 weeks.
around. Oh, yeah, it's a 4 week course. Craig. Yeah, the Celtics a 4 week course. I know everyone was drunk.
I honestly thought it was much longer than that.
I've never
There we
seen
go.
such a rock and roll Celtic group in my whole life as that one. It was mental.
I think it
But
was just the place, like that place will attract those types of people. And then,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It
there
was
was some people on that course, though.
what?
There were some good people on
Oh
that course,
yeah, sure.
for sure. There were some wild nights, so
I mean, yeah, let's probably just leave that there. And yeah, it was right on the coast in Ecuador in a place called Montanita, or next to a little coastal resort called Montanita, but we were a little down on the beach, further down from there. Um, anyway, so you were in Ecuador and you stayed there for a while, and then you came back to Scotland, right?
yeah, I was there for 2 years. I came back for 1 year and then went back for 2 years. And then I've been back since. So I've been back in Scotland since 2016.
Do you ever
Uh,
miss Ecuador?
I mean, I never wanted to leave, but uh, not really now,
Right.
because of you know what's what's happened behind the scenes or whatever. But I enjoyed the life. I enjoyed the life that I had, but I think things went a little bit bad for International House during COVID and things. So
Okay.
I don't think that a job would have been secure. I would have probably had to come back at some point anyway, but
Okay.
we got somewhere else. But it seemed like they don't do the CELTAs anymore. They don't do those courses.
I've no idea. Yeah, they didn't like me very much. In the end, I wasn't, I didn't really know what they were doing. Yeah.
Mm.
So
Well, the two people that ran it got divorced, I think.
I
John
don't know
and
if we should say all this on a YouTube video, but yeah,
I forgot
um,
where we
yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah. We're getting into shop talk also, which is not really what people are tuning in for. So, um, anyway, you went to South America, you came back to Scotland, you're now teaching English to what I assume would be like refugee students from, or
Mostly, yeah. Lots of people from Ukraine, Middle East, those sorts of places. Yeah. I'm up in Aberdeen and Fraserburgh,
right.
uh, which is like, the edge of nowhere, basically.
I mean,
So
it's right up the top on the right.
yeah,
That's all
yeah,
I
right,
know. I
right
haven't
on
been
the
up there.
corner. Yeah, not many people have. Not many people are going to choose to either. Uh, so yeah, it's interesting. It was a bit of a, I mean, it was a bit of a culture shock even for me going up there. So, but yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy the teaching. It's quite stressful. The clientele is definitely changing over the last couple of years. It's quite a shift from post Brexit. Like it was mostly Eastern Europeans who had been here for quite a while, and now it's Ukrainian refugees and asylum seekers. So
Yeah,
it is a bit of a shift,
yeah.
uh, but it's keeping us in our job.
And you are in the college league for fantasy football for that
Yeah,
college, and you've won it three
yeah,
times in a row.
3 times. There used to be a league that was just for the guys. who would play football.
Right.
But then they put an email out for suggestions for like well-being, health and wellness and whatever. And I suggested a league for the whole college. So I've won it every year since its incarnation.
Thereby damaging everyone else's well-being.
Yes, yeah. I have had people come up to me saying, "I'm sick of seeing you in the newsletter, so I'm going to join it this year and beat you," that sort of thing.
Oh,
So
that's good. That's good. Well, they can try. Presumably
when
not in the lead this year.
what? Sorry,
Presumably you're not in the lead this year.
no, like mid-table.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But it's early doors.
It's not been a great season. Like I can't seem to get a handle on it this season.
It's very different to the previous, I'd say, four or five.
Hmm.
Um, in my mind, it's like you've got five premium players, or at least four, that are worth buying and will return at different points in the season, but there's no telling when because they can score against anyone.
Yeah,
So you
it
don't,
seems to be
yeah,
one of
like,
going big every week, but not all of them.
yeah. So like, okay, Son's got good fixtures now for the next 3 or 4 weeks. Is he going to return in all of those, or is Palmer going to score a hat trick at home to Newcastle? Of course he can.
Yeah.
Like Haaland might score six against Southampton. You know, it's anybody's guess at the minute. From my like looking at, I'm quite relieved that Saka's injured in a way because he definitely is. He's definitely out of the Liverpool game, I reckon,
Mm.
because of what Arteta said. He was playing it down, and he does the absolute opposite when somebody might play. He's like, "Oh, we don't know if he's going to make it." That's what he says when they're going
Mm.
to play, and he's going, "Oh, well, it's not a serious injury," meaning, yeah, he's going to play. He's worried that Liverpool are going to set up knowing that he won't play.
Mm.
He doesn't care about Shakhtar. I'm sure they can win that without Saka, but like the Liverpool game, I'm absolutely convinced. I've sold him already. I'm absolutely convinced he's out of that game. And even if he's not,
It's not a great fixture either.
yeah,
And Arsenal aren't scoring many. The creativity is way down without Odegaard.
yeah,
So and Saliba will be out for that game as well now. So that's three big players missing if Saka's out
yeah.
as
You'd
well.
you'd fancy Liverpool. Arsenal at home though, right? Yeah,
I think
yeah,
so, yeah.
yeah. They're
But
at home, so they have to be favourites for the on that. But you'd fancy Liverpool given their injury problems, suspension
yeah,
problems.
and Liverpool, they look like a completely different team, even though it's the same
Mm,
exact same squad. But
it's really different.
yeah, he's got them so defensively sound. Like it's a it's a big turnaround from Klopp.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I mean, I let people say, okay, that was their first test against a good team yesterday.
Hmm.
Um, and I mean, Chelsea aren't the best in the division. They're playing Manchester City in a few weeks' time.
Liverpool, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know when it is. It's not long. It's not long away now. Might be before the next international break. It could be after it. I think it's after it. They're playing Arsenal next week. So look, if they get a result at Arsenal,
Hmm.
you know, I mean, even if they get a draw at Arsenal, like that's just a brilliant start to the season. I don't know. I'm because it's new, because he's new in the job, and because Man City without Rodri are definitely not as good. I'm just waiting and seeing and hoping that either Liverpool or Arsenal can get ahead, win the league this season.
Hmm.
Your team, the team you support, is Hearts. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Do you have any
An English team.
affection for an English team? I'm sure your students ask you that, don't they, as well? I'm sure they do.
Um, Usually it's just based on fantasy football.
Mm.
Who I like, who I support. It's usually just the points uh,
Mm,
that I'm looking for. But I
right.
guess if I had to pick, it would probably be Arsenal. My uncle supported Arsenal. He was from he's from Scotland, obviously, but he lived down in London, so I think
Okay.
that was the English team.
They had a few Scottish players in the day as well, I think.
Well, yeah, Tierney
Oh,
recently.
I mean, in your
Yeah,
uncle's day,
yeah, the better.
they had a few. I'm trying to. There's a few faces. I can't put the names to them. There's a few Scottish players they had. I'm trying. Frank
Uh,
McClintock. There were a few
mm,
few others as well. They were quite big players for Arsenal. Um, and fancy football. I noticed from your history that you started playing it about 6 years ago,
yeah, not that long ago, really.
and
I
then
think
like you took 2 seasons to kind of work it out.
yeah, the first. I think it was what I was talking about before. I joined the guys who played football. I played football with them at the college, and I joined the league first time. And I think I finished bottom, like dead last. And then I started to take it a bit more seriously, like watching the YouTube videos and going on Twitter and things.
Hmm.
Because and then just started getting more sort of into it, and it started to get to pick up. But yeah, the first years, I don't know if I took it that seriously, but once I started taking it more seriously, and like college leagues and, and things, you want to win and keep winning. So I took it more seriously then. Had a few good seasons.
Oh, you won our league, mini league twice in a row,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
good overall ranks as well.
yeah. I
I
think it
mean,
was
I
three
was
years.
like last season. I was like, you were my absolute. I had to beat you last. It was you my. I was like right from the start of the season. It's I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him. It's like I can't let him win again. He's called himself double champion in the your team name. I'm like I'm going to get him. I can't have that. Like yeah. So I was very happy to do that in the end. But
It was close for a while.
I think people, when you put that, I think people might mistakenly think you're some sort of arrogant person, but you're the absolute opposite in person. You're like this soft-spoken, sort of very, very humble. It's like your irony doesn't always translate, I don't think,
No,
when yeah,
I mean, I do like to win, though.
right.
Like I like getting in the newsletter or the trophy and things as that
I mean, that would be great. Yeah.
would be.
Yeah, I should do one for British Council worldwide, actually. Get everyone in the world involved in it. I mean,
Mm,
they get enough stupid emails as it is. I might as well add to it.
yeah.
Anyway, that's enough about that. So, let's have a look at. You can share as well at any point if you want to. I'm going to try and share something now. Talk to us about this game week.
Um, it's not been great for anyone. I don't think, unless you had Son or one of those guys. Um, I took out Saka and Joao Pedro, brought in Johnson and Chris Wood.
Yeah,
Um,
who's playing in half an hour?
yeah, so I've got Eze as well tonight. I've
Yeah,
got so if both of them can do something and it's not a bad week, it would be salvageable. I've got Danny Welbeck to come off the bench as well.
for Saka. So you got
Mm.
29 points at the moment with two players to play, and Keane on the bench. That's a heartbreaker. That is, isn't it? God.
I mean, it's never really expected anything from him, so
Yeah,
never would have put him ahead of anybody that I've played. So
I don't think he would have merited going ahead of anyone you've got in the first 11, especially. Um, yeah.
I mean, if Rico Lewis hadn't played, then he would have come on, I guess. But mm,
Yeah, but I mean, Eze, I think. I still think is a good player to have. And I mean, you'll probably sell him soon if he doesn't return, as everyone has done. But like, I'm sure at some point in the season he's going to start doing well. And Mateta's not really. I think that Olympics thing for Mateta really didn't help at the start of the season. Because he doesn't seem to be. He's been injured and stuff, hasn't he? Or not at least not even selected some weeks.
Yeah.
Um, and the and and Ketier's experiment has not worked at all.
Mhm.
I suppose a lot of people would have said that, but I think it was worth trying. Um, so do you have any you don't need to tell me if you don't want to, but do you have any transfer plans for this week?
I mean, I think Saka, if he's injured, he'll need to go. I want rid of. I was thinking about getting rid of Trent for Guardiola. Would have been probably my only transfer,
Hmm.
and then just bench Saka. I'm not sure.
Right,
I don't want to keep taking hits either.
right, right.
I mean, Lewis is fine. I think Raya and Gabriel are probably going to probably better against better teams, if that makes sense. The Arsenal
I
didn't really
mean,
get
yeah,
their
I don't.
points in those games.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Arsenal are incapable of keeping a clean sheet against Liverpool, but at the same time, I'm going to have Ben White on my bench.
Mm.
I'm not going to put two Arsenal defenders out. I'm going to balance it out.
I mean, Everton have got a good game from what I saw. I can't remember who it is. Is it Ipswich or Leicester?
Everton have got Fulham at home.
Fulham. I mean, it's not the worst, not the worst. So I could play Keane ahead of one of them,
Yeah.
Trent maybe.
Um,
I'd feel bad. I'd feel pointless putting Trent on the bench, but I don't know.
yeah, I wouldn't do that.
No.
I mean, he was the highest scoring defender in the game until this game week.
Mm.
But Rogers is amazing, isn't he? I wish I
Yeah.
had Rogers. I
Yeah.
mean, he's just for his price, he's incredible. Never
He
he,
seems to be playing really high up the pitch as well. Like,
and he plays 90 minutes a lot of the time in
yeah,
the Premier
yeah.
League.
Yep.
Yeah, I should have got him on the wild card. There's a few players. My wild card wasn't actually that good. I was bailed out by my captains completely because the other people I got in have just done almost nothing. So
Mm.
the only good thing about my team at the minute, um, I'm gonna stop sharing and put. Sometimes when you change the tab, it doesn't show on the screen. So I'm just gonna change to my team. So I brought in, you know, um, Solanke, who's been. I mean, to be fair, he returned, but just very
Yeah.
modestly. Um, I might stick with this forward line though of Watkins, Jackson, and Solanke. Uh, and I brought in Ben White, which is a big mistake. So I've had to cover. I mean, my captain's choices for the first 2 weeks after the wild card really covered the fact that it wasn't a very good wild card, I think, in the end.
Mm.
But I have now got 4 free transfers, so I've already made two.
Saka,
Um,
you said,
yeah,
and
so
Ben.
I've already bought in Son for Saka
Mm.
and Pinnock for Greaves at the back because
Okay.
Greaves is injured.
Mm.
Um, one thing I learnt last season, and I'd heard it a lot from other people, was that if you address your weakest links first, it might not pay off that game week because a lot of people make transfers for that game week.
Mm.
Last season, I started to make transfers just to take out players that needed replacing and nothing else, and sticking with ones that were just okay until I could get onto those when I'd moved off the other ones. So I brought in Alex Moreno at 4.5 last season for Aston Villa instead of some other defender that wasn't doing very well. And he kind of just sat there for a while. And then suddenly he started scoring goals. And he scored like 2 goals in 4 games or something. And he was a huge differential for me. But like I learned last season so I took out Greaves rather than saying, okay, so Solanke's not doing that well. Let's turn him into Raul Jimenez. Which I think a lot of people would do based on the fact that. But I'm like, well, no. I mean, Solanke might score, he might not, but I'll leave him there, see what he does for a little longer. Um, uh, and I've got the advantage of being in the top 50K is like you can afford to have a couple of bad game weeks unless they're terrible.
Mm.
So I'm just sort of not doing transfers that seem like a possible like a popular transfer. I'm
Mm.
resisting the thing to do it. Although I have brought in Son, which is the content creator thing, that was fantastic.
Mm.
I mean, people who don't follow them, you know,
Yeah.
probably most people don't follow them, but they took out a lot of them, took out Saka near the deadline and brought in Son. And when some of their followers found out, they were really annoyed because they felt they'd had some sort of inside information that Saka wasn't fit.
Mm.
But the reality is they all make transfers near the deadline anyway. So the fact that it
Yeah.
was near the deadline, they have to to make their deadline streams work.
Yeah. You can't make it 2 hours before and then have nothing to talk about for
Yeah.
2 hours. So
And Saka has Liverpool next week, and
yeah.
Son has better fixtures. So I mean, of course, it's a logical transfer.
Mm.
That's like anyway. That was funny though. I enjoy. I mean, people are such sad. I mean, it's like when someone's team loses, and then they start going on Twitter and abusing players because their team's lost. It's like that. They
Yeah.
can't handle losing. It's like they need someone to blame. So they're blaming the same people that they watch for their content and follow sheepishly in some cases,
Mm.
for the fact that their team's not done well. It's like so pathetic.
Yeah.
Who do you watch? Who's your favorite content creators? Who do you watch the most? Because I'll tell you who mine are first of all. Mine are obviously FPL Andy. I like FPL Family. I like Black Box. I like The Wire. And I've started watching Planet FPL. I almost watch all of those, like at some point during the week. Who do you like?
I like, yeah, let's talk FPL Andy. Raptor, I watch
Oh, you
him.
watch Raptor? Okay, I don't watch Raptor. Okay.
And who's the guy with the glasses?
Harry.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
he's the
watched.
best performer out of all of
Yeah,
them. I just
yeah.
can't watch him. I don't know why. I don't like his voice. If I don't like someone's voice, I don't watch them. Look how good they are.
I like the black box streams when they do the
Oh, they're great.
match of the day live stuff or
Yeah,
the match of the day challenge.
yeah. For me,
Yeah.
Az is the best, absolutely the best in terms of delivering and
Mm.
hosting. He's way ahead of anyone else in the game for me, even though he's not nowhere near the best performer out of all of them.
Other guy's quite funny as well. Mark.
Mark,
Yeah,
yeah, they're good. They're good. They bounce off each other really well.
yeah. And then just all the guys on. There's like so many accounts on Twitter. There's different,
Yeah,
different
I
things.
don't, there's nobody really that I follow on Twitter that I'm not already
Mm.
looking at on a video. Um, I'm on Twitter less and less these days. I used to be on there a lot, but I used to post a lot. I don't now.
It's not what it was for sure.
I mean, maybe it is for somebody somewhere. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But when I go on there, it's not just not that.
No.
Yeah. So what do you what's your target for this season, Craig?
Um, I don't really know, to be honest. I feel like I'm consuming like less and less, and then sort of, I don't know, I'm enjoying it less and less. I
Right,
don't know because of like the last few years, I've been so into it. You like,
right.
I've, you know, you know what it's like, right? You think about it all the time.
Yeah.
Transfer
Oh
that
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
should have
Every
done.
day. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so I'm trying to not think about it as much, but I still do. Like I'm still in the chat all the time. I'm still in our group chat all the time. But I don't know. I don't even know. Like I've not looked at my points. I just looked at them just now on your screen, but I've not checked my rank or anything for the week. I
Mm.
don't even know where I am. So once it starts clicking and once it starts getting a bit better, then I'll probably
Get into it more.
reevaluate. Yeah.
Who would
um,
you most like to win our mini league? You haven't met anyone from our mini league, but who would you most like to win if it wasn't you?
I mean, I think the answer everyone gave is Keith, right?
Oh God. It's like Keith, like you got to meet. Everyone's got to meet Keith,
Yeah.
and then this is this.
We've got a bit of a bond, we've got the sort of
No,
Scottish foot connection as well.
yeah, it's great that he's around because he definitely brings something completely different to everyone else in terms of the mini league and in terms of the WhatsApp chat. So it's it's funny that he's so popular. It's I like it. Yeah.
It's a funny, genuine guy,
Okay.
as it is. And it's just funny.
All right. Well, one day we'll do an overpaid. I mean, the only place to do it logically would be England, actually, just to get
Hmm.
everybody in the same place,
I wouldn't
London
mind
or Bristol or something.
Rob. Wouldn't mind seeing Rob win. He had a he was
I'm,
really good last
I mean,
season, and
yeah, I mean, he also he does the wrong thing by believing he's going to be,
hmm,
he needs to believe the opposite
yeah,
because he's a
like
good player. Liz is a good
yeah,
player too. His wife, she's a really good player, and because they've had kids, she took her eye off the ball quite a bit. So I think she's getting a bit back on it now.
yeah. I always see her name near the top.
I mean, she had one bad season, but what there was one season where during pregnancy or when after childbirth, she did a wild card but forgot to press wild card. I think it was I think it was 2 seasons ago in like October or November. So I looked at it and went, hang on a minute, she's made 10 transfers. And I was like, Robbie, she's forgot to press wild card. And he's like, yes, she has. So yeah. All right. Well, that's we've been I've been told there's not much time left on the call. So nice to see you, Craig. You must come over to Lisbon one time.
I've got
Um, and it's all great. It's amazing here. The music scene is incredible here. It's absolutely, I just never fail to like having come from Barcelona, where for me the music scene was dull.
hmm,
I wasn't expecting it to be this good, and it's really, really good. Live acts, DJs, general music around. It's very, very good. It has an African influence that Barcelona doesn't have. That's probably
hmm,
why I like it. And Portuguese people are much more internationally minded than Spanish or Catalan people. They speak
yeah.
English a lot better. Um, all right. Well,
So
I hope you enjoy the rest of your week off.
thanks.
Get out of the house, do some walking around. Don't just.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
watch. I'm gonna watch the match just now.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's on now. It's in 10 minutes. Yeah. You got two players. Well, maybe they'll do well. Maybe this call will like regenerate everything.
6-6, six
Yeah,
four.
yeah, yeah. Six hat trick for, as a hat trick would. 2 assists each.
And then we're laughing.
Okay, Craig, thank you so much,
All right.
and see you soon.
Yep. See you soon.
Bye
Bye.
bye.